Hey, good morning, and thanks for joining me today. As you can tell, I got my Sunday best on out here. No, I'm just joking. I'll tell you a little bit. If you're a real farmer or rancher, you don't dress up like you're going to Sunday school to check your cows and animals. And my clothes are kind of big here. I used to weigh more than I do now, and I like to wear layers of clothing. Got a couple of jackets on here, other stuff on, but I like to stay warm when I'm out feeding the cows. If I get very cold, I've got a hoodie I can pull up here, and I've got sock caps, and well, it's been cold this winter. And I watch these guys up north, and I think that they got snow on the ground every day, and I think, how in the world do you take care of your ranch and all this cold and stuff and snow every day? And we have not, here in Oklahoma where I live, we have not had any snow. We've had snow flurries, but nothing that really accumulated or anything. But we've had some cold weather, and I'm ready for spring. How about you? Thank you for joining me today on Cedar Creek, and this is my weekly update, and I hope you enjoy the video today. I appreciate all of our viewers and comments that we have, and I also do a weekly ministry video. If you're a Christian and a fellow believer, or maybe you want to join me for that, well, we'd appreciate your views and appreciate you watching. I know it's kind of tough with politics and religions because there's so many different flavors, especially religion today. But I also want to share what we do here on our homestead, ranch, farm, whatever you'd like to call it, because a lot of folks never get to see what goes on, and I like to watch these videos to compare what other farmers and ranchers are doing, and I see how they feed their animals and what all's going on at their ranches and homesteads and stuff like that. So I like to share a little bit what's going on here. So appreciate you joining me today. I'm going to take you on a little tour of the homestead today and show you a little bit of the chores and what's going on, and I hope you're doing well, and hope you enjoy today's program. Well, good morning out there. I wanted to show you a little bit of what we're doing here. I bought these concrete feed troughs, and this fall, and I'm really liking them. I had them old metal ones you can buy that's got the plastic bottoms, and they just haven't held up very well. And they're 100 or more. If you get them on sale, you can get them around 100, but sometimes they're more than 100. And I got these here concrete troughs for $110 a piece. You had to buy 10 of them to get that kind of price. And anyway, they work out very well. And I'm feeding a 4 or 5 way mix here to the cows this winter, and they seem like they really like it and they're doing good on it. But I had to feed in buckets and put the buckets out in these troughs, and to all of my cows right now I'm feeding about 600 pounds of feed a day. But I got that big grain bin there, and it caught on fire. I told you that in my last video, and I'd take that old blue truck there and back under there and fill that up, and it would hold 500 pounds. Well, actually it'd hold 1,000 or 1,200 pounds in that hopper there, and I'd feed that half of it one day and half the next, and that's what I used to do. This year I'm having to feed it all in buckets and hadn't really needed the old truck there. It's getting old and wore out, but now that my grain bin caught on fire, it's kind of ruined it there, and so it's rusted through and causing troubles, and so that set me back a little bit this year. So I've been feeding with buckets, and I measure them out and feed a allotment of feed to the different cows, and gives my cows right now, this time of the year, I try to feed 600 pounds a day, which gives every adult cow about 8 pounds of feed per animal per day of grain, and the reason for that is my cows are fixing to calve, so I want to make sure they get fed good. But anyway, there won't be long they'll be having babies, and they'll need to be fed. And this ration I'm feeding them this year, first time for me to feed this, but this, if you can see that or not, it's got different kinds of pellets and stuff in there, and some of it is corn gluten pellets, some of it's wheat mid pellets, some of it's chopped corn. I forget the other ingredients, but it's got several different things in it, but it seems to feed pretty good. Anyway, the cows seem to like it. Well, it's time to turn the cows in here and let them eat their daily allotment of grain, and as you can tell, they are ready beavers here. Come on, girls. Got a few of these that will be calving pretty soon, and got a few that calved late and aren't doing quite as well as the others. And this little cow here has not been doing very well. I'm kind of concerned about her, but anyway, the cows, the old dry cows, they're eating and coming along pretty good, and they enjoy their grain every morning, and anxious to see these calving. I've had a few cows calve already, but the bulk of them should be starting just any time now. It's 1st of March, and March and April's a good calving time. Well, my garden, my cows have gotten in here and knocked my PVC pipes everywhere. I actually try to keep them a little bit neater, but this is my old garden this time of the year, and you can tell it ain't all that pretty. Way over there in the corner, I don't know if you can see it or not, is a big old turnip. I got a turnip patch right through here, and then there's a bunch of this green stuff in here as carrots that's coming up, and garlic over there, and there's some lettuce back over yonder. The garden's kind of soft right now. We've had a bunch of rain this winter. Those turnips are sure good eating, but I think the cold weather has finally messed them up a little bit. But thought I'd show you just a little bit. I need to get everything cleaned up and tilled up and ready. This is the 1st of March, so it won't be long. It'll be time to get started planting. In fact, I'd probably go ahead and plant onions if I could get in here, but I'm afraid I would sink down, although there's some green on here, but once I got it tilled up good, I think it'd be just too soft to till right now. But anyway, there's where I plant my tomatoes with these wire cages and all that growth, and I usually have that all cleaned up by this time of the year, but just the moisture and everything, we've not gotten in there. I can get on that black rolled out stuff I have and not have to worry about sinking down, and I can clean that up, but I just haven't got to it yet. In fact, I'm going to take all of that down this year, and I'm going to move my tomatoes on over this way and get them, switch things around a little bit, and I'm going to do rows all the way across the garden instead of doing this short and then doing some this way. I'm going to go all the way full length, and I just switch up from time to time. There's not no scientific or real reason other than I just get bored with one thing and I want to switch and do another. But anyway, that's the garden. A little bit of a garden update here the 1st of March, but I hope by the 1st of April to have some stuff planted. As soon as we get a few dry days, this will be tilled up, and I'll probably get some onions planted and cabbages and stuff like that. Well, my chickens are faring pretty good this winter, and I haven't lost very many because I keep them locked up in here, but I keep a light on them 24/7 here. You can see these little lights that I got up here, and they like coming in here and staying, and getting quite a few eggs along. I haven't gathered them this morning, but there's quite a few eggs, so looks like probably got a dozen or more here. And but the chickens, I keep them locked up in the wintertime. They got a big pen out here they can go into, and got to keep them away from the predators and stuff. And even the eagles, I like eagles, but I don't like to feed them, and it seems like everything likes chicken. Eagles, hawks, coyotes, foxes, skunks, coons, they all like chicken, and I like chicken too, but got to kind of protect my babies. And I got one that's or two little hens that they didn't go in and roost, and they lay inside here. This is a little mulch bin I've built, really a worm bed is what it's supposed to be, and I got a little cover on it. Well, these two hens, they don't want to go in with the rest of the chickens, so I started me a worm bed there so I could, when I got ready to go fishing, I wouldn't have to go buy worms. And anyway, they got to laying in there, and I can't keep them, catch them to keep them up with the others, but they have survived all winter, so they're pretty smart little old hens, and they're real pretty, but they just don't want to stay in their pen. In fact, you might be able to see them way over yonder is the rooster, and that he didn't. I raised these this past year, and they never did want to stay in the hen house. They wouldn't come in at night and roost. And that little old hen going there is a game hen, fighting game hen, and she won't stay in there either. She manages to escape, so I've just let her, and got two other little white hens. I just let them go out with that rooster, and so far they survive. They get up here and roost, and you can hear the guineas carrying on and having quite a time. And take my rabbits this time of the year, and I've not got any baby rabbits, but this is a little update at the rabbits, and it's time to get them fed and taken care of. And by the way, I go out early in the morning and start feeding my animals before I feed myself. I feed them, then I come in and my wife will have me breakfast ready. This is some guineas I raised last year, and they're doing good, and I'm looking forward to, I've kept them up all winter because I didn't want something to catch them. These are my guineas that are my old guineas, and I had 6 of them, and something's caught one of them this winter that I've got these young ones coming on to replace them with. They help keep the ticks and chiggers down and stuff around here. Anyway, a little bit of update this cold winter morning. It's like 39 degrees. It's been much colder. We got cold weather on the way. It says that Monday morning we'll be down to 7 degrees. So I'm dreading that, but this morning it's only 39. Feels fairly decent out. But there's a little update about the chickens and the guineas and stuff here on the homestead. We'll go out here in a minute and look at the, show you my wheat pasture. I was going to show you here, I got a free pile of mulch, and that's a lot of good stuff there. In case you're wondering what these tires are, I had new tires put on my tractor. My wife wants to take the old ones and make flower beds out of them. So I'm going to take them too and make flower beds. But anyway, got this load of mulch. I seen them down the road here clearing the power lines, and I stopped and asked them if they needed somewhere to dump their stuff. It looked like they had a pretty full load, and the guy said, yes, we do. And otherwise, I don't know where they take it to, but I guess I have to haul it way off. So they bring this load of mulch out to me. So dump it here. Instead, they may have more, but I told them they could dump it down at another location in the pasture. and then I'd bring it up here. I didn't want a humongous piles here on the homestead, but anyway, I'm just going to show you this. If you see them out clearing your power lines, go ask them and see if they'll give you the mulch. They might be wanting to get rid of it. If they come back and bring some more, I was going to give them a 20 or something and tell them go buy their lunch with it, because you definitely, if you pay $2 a bag for this stuff or more, I think last year it was $2.25 a bag for cypress mulch here, and that gets expensive. If you bought that much, that big heaping pile at $2 a bag, you'd be in a lot of money right there. So anyway, thankful for that, but just a little idea, a little heads up there. If you see them clearing the power lines and they're mulching it up for you, why, ask for it. And some people are worried about their mulch having Roundup. Well, this definitely ain't gonna have no Roundup. This down here along our road, and no Roundup on it, so it's ready to be used in the flower beds and stuff, and it'll rot down and probably some of it blow away, but if it blows around on this yard, it'll help the soil, so I don't mind. But anyway, hey, thanks for watching. God bless you. Have a great day.